Wisconsin has a long and storied history when it comes to film. Many famous filmmakers who may not have made their movies in Wisconsin nonetheless hail from Wisconsin. Probably the two largest being Zack Snyder and Orson Welles. Although diametrically opposed in their styles, both of them would have Wisconsin in their DNA. Quite a few movie stars are also from Wisconsin, such as Mark Ruffalo, the original cast of Mystery Science Theater 3000, Willem Dafoe, Tony Shalhoub. The list can go on, but there is a mark on film for Wisconsin, and it goes all the way back to the early days. Now, when I say the early days in this instance, I'm talking about the exploitation days of the 70s. Sure, you had movies here and there that were shot in Wisconsin prior to that, but really it started with a man called Bill Rebane.
Back in 1975, this corner in downtown Merrill, right in front of the Lincoln House, was the location of a big scene in a science fiction movie called The Giant Spider Invasion.
They came from another planet to destroy the Earth. Giant spiders crushing, clawing, killing, wreaking havoc. There was no place to hide from them. They were everywhere. Could anything stop the giant spider invasion? Beware, the spiders are coming.
Bill Rebane was a low-budget regional filmmaker who is now famous because of his films appearing on Mystery Science Theater 3000 and Riff Tracks, which again have their own Wisconsin roots. He had the first Wisconsin-based movie studio, if you will. It was called the Shooting Ranch. And not only did he shoot all of his movies there, but he also loaned it out, or you could rent it out, to shoot other regional films for other regional filmmakers at the Shooting Ranch.
Marvelous Mervo at your service.
Years and years later, we would get our own proper film studio up in Eagle River, Wisconsin, in Windsor Lake Studios. Now, this started off as just sort of a regional filmmaking thing with low-budget Wisconsin-based movies such as The Chill Factor, Trapped Alive.
Of terror. Trapped alive. On their way to a party one Christmas.
Windsor Lake Studios was formed in 1987 with its first production that began in 1988. In its years of operation, it made 6 feature-length films. It brought in a lot of talent and a lot of famous actors and directors.
And then it morphed into larger budget theatrical releases when they got Fangoria Magazine's endorsement. Fangoria Magazine had decided to get into filmmaking as well as covering films, and the first 3 movies Fangoria made were all at Windsor Lake Studios. That would be Mind Warp.
Has ever suffered before.
Reality's all in your mind, isn't that enough?
Not for me.
But you and I, we're different, aren't we? We wanted life. This is life.
This is hell.
No, hell is for the dead.
What are you talking about?
It's what you wanted, isn't it? The unimaginable.
Children of the Night.
Sons of evil. They are the daughters of darkness. They were born when hell began to burn. Children of the Night.
And Severed Ties.
First thing in the morning.
No, it can't.
You no longer own it.
Severed Ties. The chilling tale of an experiment that leads science out of control and takes horror out on a limb.
all of which were shot in this area. And then they would make Meet the Applegates, which was shot in Appleton.
I happened to find a pile of rancid trash.
Hunting for bargains, Jay?
Applegate, Sally, born Baltimore, 1971, Scorpio. I enjoy swimming, chicken McNuggets, and gymnastics. Kiss on the second date.
And the studio eventually, due to financial problems, it sort of fell out. But films would continue to come to Wisconsin, sometimes just for filming certain scenes, such as Rodney Dangerfield's Back to School had quite a few of its college campus scenes shot at UW-Madison.
A little something for the kids, okay? Take that, it's okay, huh?
I don't have any kids.
No, kids, we're here. Get yourself some kids. We're here. Take it all right?
The Mystery Science Theater guys, before they were Mystery Science Theater, they made a horror movie called Blood Hook.
Blood Hook casts you into the heart of the world-famous Muskie Madness fishing contest.
It's him! He's doing it!
Its various contestants.
We're all like time bombs waiting to go off!
Whenever it came to sports films, a lot of sports movies were shot here, usually for the stadium. For the Milwaukee Brewers, you had Mr. 3000.
Okay, well, that's one.
The media thinks he's a joke.
Stan Ross's first week at bat was kind of like his first week out of the womb. Whole lot of just flailing around.
The team thinks he's over the hill.
Oh, that's a girl push-up. That don't count.
Who said girl push-ups don't count?
Yeah, who said girl push-up don't count?
We had Major League.
Now I want to put together a team that'll help us relocate to Miami.
You want us to lose?
We've been losing. What I want is for us to finish dead last.
This year, the Cleveland Indians have a multi-talented team.
The first offering, just a bit outside.
They're masters of the sacrifice.
He's looking to sacrifice a live chicken.
One whole chicken, just like you said.
The double play.
Excuse me.
Semi-tough.
You don't come near me till you brush your teeth.
It stars Burt Reynolds as Billy Clyde Puckett, a running back who lives for just two things. One of them is football.
You don't give up, do you? Oh, you wouldn't like me to do it.
Chris Christopherson is Shake Tiller, a wide receiver with great hands and beautiful moves. Jill Clayburgh is Barbara Jane Bookman.
And then you also had movies that, for no real reason, just, I guess, found a reason to shoot in Wisconsin, such as Damien, Omen 2. Parts of that were shot in Wisconsin.
The first time was only a warning. William Holden, Lee Grant, Damien, Omen 2.
Tell me about Damien. What sort of a boy is he?
He's your brother's son. He's a boy you've loved for 7 years. Well, you can't believe this.
And
it's over.
Or the mostly Canadian film The Pit, which also had scenes shot near Milwaukee for some reason.
Not that I don't love my son, Miss O'Reilly, I do. But I've never been able to understand an otherwise normal boy who lives entirely in his own head.
Thanks.
We know some awfully nasty people, don't we?
You had David Lynch shooting his strangely un-Lynchian film, The Straight Story. Parts of that were shot in Wisconsin.
And you're going to have to use a walker now to get around.
No walker. I love a lightning storm.
Me too, Dad. Uncle Al, I had a stroke.
You also had Wisconsin doubling for Chicago now and then, like in Transformers 3 Dark of the Moon. All of the scenes during the Chicago Massacre that take place at the Chicago Museum are actually the Milwaukee Natural History Museum, because I guess that was just easier to do. You had scenes in Blues Brothers that were shot here.
County Assessor's Office as soon as they open in the morning.
Joliet, Jake, and Elwood Blues. Two men with a mission.
And then you have sort of the homegrown Wisconsin movies. Things like Gags the Clown, which you might remember from the Creepy Clown news reports. That was shot here.
Or terrorizing them.
Well, some find it to be harmless, good-natured fun. Others are troubled.
You know he's up to no good.
Those original Gags photos are just creepy.
911, what's your emergency?
Yeah, I was just chased up the stairs to my apartment by a clown.
That clown's gonna pop like one of those black balloons.
You had a strange little film called The Godfather of Green Bay. It's not great. It obviously takes place in Green Bay and was shot here.
This is Abe we put in business up there in Green Bay, and now he's skimming money from us.
Calls himself the Godfather of Green Bay.
What's up, I'm Doug. Spell D-U-G, gotta have a hook, right?
So how's that Buckshot Higgins doing, man?
They got a new special. It's called the Spag-omelet. It's like half spaghetti, half omelet. It's awesome.
You had horror films such as House of Purgatory, which was all shot in the Green Bay, Appleton, and Milwaukee areas.
Road trip.
Urban legend. I've never heard of it. What is that?
Nothing is hidden inside this place. Abandon all hope, for it cannot penetrate these walls.
You had the slasher movie Billy Club that was shot here.
It was an accident.
Throw it! Throw it! Throw it!
What started as a missing persons report has been transformed into a possible murder homicide.
Public Enemies with Johnny Depp.
How long did it take you to go through a bank?
About 1 minute, 40 seconds. Flat. Only way that you would leave a jail cell is when we take you out to execute you.
Well, we'll see about that.
You also had movies that were not shot in Wisconsin but take place in Wisconsin. Things such as John Carpenter's Starman. Parts of that take place in Wisconsin. They were shot in Los Angeles. Same thing with Zack Snyder, Green Bay native. In his Dawn of the Dead remake in 2004, that whole thing takes place just outside of Milwaukee, although it was all shot in Canada.
Emergency broadcast Pure Milwaukee area. Information for following Milwaukee information for local evacuation centers. If you live in Waukesha County,
Can you help?
St. Church, 22 Robin Lane. If you live in southern Milwaukee County, there's a shelter 1353.
You have sort of the regional personality of like Mark Borchardt. Came to fame for the late 90s documentary American Movie, which, let's face it, doesn't exactly make Wisconsin look good, but it still is of Wisconsin. It's a very Wisconsin documentary.
That was wicked, man.
You have 2 hours tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and be an extra in a film.
You get your name on the credits, man, as a producer.
And of course, there'll be a whole crowd of people here, so we got to make like a line where people can't go. Have a hell of a lot of assistant directors saying, hey, could you step back like 5 feet?
Now, Wisconsin is most likely known when it comes to film for Mystery Science Theater 3000. Because of the guys all being from the area, there are non-stop Wisconsin references in the show itself. And that was seen completely encapsulated when they showed Bill Rebane's The Giant Spider Invasion. The Wisconsin references were non-stop.
Fire, no smoke, no smell, no sound, nothing.
You saw it too. It wasn't just me, you saw it. There must be something out there.
Of course, we are dumb cheeseheads.
Whatever it is, it can keep till morning.
I'll leave a light on for you.
You mean to say that all hell just busted loose in our field? And you're going on into bed?
I'm tired.
And repulsive and stupid.
You're always tired.
Well, that revival really took it out of me. Now, if you want to, you can stay out here all night looking at nothing.
This isn't a very good remake of Sabrina. Packers fans, the horrible truth. Lush. It's the good car.
Hey, fellas, wait a minute.
Let's just kill each other.
Now, like I said inside, I want each of you to go in different directions. And I want you to get your friends, relatives, anybody you can.
What if my friends don't have relatives?
Can't get anybody in. That's what's going on.
Packers!
Packers! Dutch, you're a troublemaker. I'm trying to tell you to knock it off. Now, everybody go home. We're not going to get it like they got it. Just knock it off. Oh, you knock it off.
And the score is 78-5 in the bottom of the third inning.
Packers won the Super Bowl! Packers! Woo! Previously owned cheese curds are on sale. Ooh, he stood up. He's got to get hazard pay for this.
I think I had a hot dog in here once.
You could do a one-man show playing Queen Victoria.
So Wisconsin has a great history when it comes to film, and I think this should not be ignored. We should embrace it. Are all the movies good? Not necessarily, but they're all Wisconsin movies, and they deserve their place in history. So Wisconsin's film heritage is very, very deep and should be appreciated, not just by those who live in Wisconsin, but also by those who want to film in Wisconsin. This used to be a hub. In the mid-2000s, there was a Wisconsin tax credit. And that's where movies such as Feed the Fish and Project Solitude, both of which I worked on, came to the area. The governor at the time didn't see any advantage to this film credit, so he got rid of it, and quite a few major productions were scheduled to be shot here, ended up going to other states, including some TV series such as Young Reanimator, which never happened, and others that were going to be shot in the Green Bay area. This film credit, it is vital that we get this film credit back, because at that point, we can really revitalize Wisconsin's film industry. As a Wisconsin resident, we should do this. So the heritage of Wisconsin is incredibly important when it comes to film, and it should not be overlooked.